My name is Carrie Cox, and welcome back to my channel where we learn to use our personal power to build a connection between our mind, our body, and our spirit. In today's video, we're going to talk about the second energy center, the sacral chakra. This chakra is where we start to learn to build a connection with others. In the first chakra, the root chakra, it was all about tribe, community, and family. And then we move to the second center where it's more about those one-on-one relationships, the partnerships between our intimate partners or our business partnerships or just our friendships, where it's smaller one-on-one interpersonal skills here in that second chakra. We're going to discuss what the chakra is used for, the location of this chakra, some symptoms and signs that you may be out of balance, and some tips on how to get it back in balance. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and that bell notification button so that you can be updated when future videos are released. So second chakra is all about creativity, sexuality, emotions, and pleasure. The element associated with the chakra is water. It's all about movement and fluidity. The sacral center has to do with change and how well we are open to allowing change, moving with the flow, being fluid in life. It's about pleasure and giving and receiving. Our sexuality is tied here, and then also our ability to nurture comes from sacral center. It's about nurturing ourselves and nurturing others. And there's a direct connection with the sacral center and the root center. They really do work together. Usually if you have a problem in one, it can be connected to something in the other. The root is the masculine chakra and the sacral is the feminine chakra. So that masculine and feminine aspect of duality here in those two centers show how these work together. It's represented by a 6-petal lotus flower, and it's located 2 inches below your belly button. It is tied to the color orange. There is an energy connection tied to the emotional and mental body here, and so things will play out when we have family dysfunction. This can include multiple personality disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, depression, and then destructive behaviors like alcoholism or other addictions. When we are blocked here in this center, some of those symptoms could look like experiencing a lack of energy throughout the whole body. So if we have a lot of chronic fatigue and we just don't generally have a lot of vitality within us, if we find ourselves feeling lonely and sad, unmotivated for life, unmotivated for exercise, when we have an imbalance in the sacral center, it may play out where we find ourselves in a lot of controlling or abusive relationships. It can cause fear of abandonment, maybe even bullying, and we could have a hard time connecting with others. Because our sexuality is tied to this center, this could play out as an imbalance if we have a lot of shame or guilt around our sexuality or around just sex in general. If you find yourself watching a lot of porn, this could be because of an imbalance here in the sacral center. So beware. Watching porn pulls us into a lower vibrational state and will make us feel those lower vibrations around us. And it can suck you into this trap where you feel a lot of guilt and shame around masturbation. And the real problem comes into play how you feel after you watch the porn and masturbate. If you're feeling guilty and shameful and sinful for doing it, that is where the real problems start to come in. Your hands are not going to fall off. There is no reason to feel guilt and shame. But if you do, it could be a symptom of an imbalance there in that sacral center. So some physical symptoms that go along with having blockages in sacral center is if you have bladder issues, if you wet the bed, have problems with your hips or constipation, irregular menstrual cycles, have issue with infertility, issues with being impotent, low libido, muscle cramps and spasms, pelvic diseases, low back pain, urinary and kidney infections, and if you find it hard to have an orgasm. These can be physical symptoms of that sacral chakra being out of balance. So basically you either have too much energy or not enough energy, or that has been going on so long that it has now just become shut down, closed off, and blocked. So we have to do work to open that center. We need to keep our chakras balanced and aligned and healthy in order for those physical symptoms to start disappearing. The emotional symptoms that can start to happen when our energy isn't balanced in this second chakra is depression, detachment, jealousy, the need to control everyone around us, and if we need to control our environment, if we have this abnormal fear of change, if we lack excitement, if we blame others for everything, maybe we have a lot of bitterness inside of us that we're feeling. If we have rigid beliefs or we feel emotionally attached to other people, these are also emotional symptoms that we have too much or too little energy in that sacral center. Now, what does that sacral center look like when it's balanced and the energy is flowing? Well, this is going to look like we are more happy with the world around us. We're living a happy life. We have a lot of abundance coming in. We can express ourselves more creatively. We have the ability to take risks. So some ways to bring your sacral center back into balance would be, of course, to look at your diet and what you're consuming. If you wanted to focus a lot on sacral center, try to eat more foods that are orange in color. So a lot of fruits and vegetables that are orange. You can do some visualization techniques, visualizing the color orange, doing things like dancing, moving our hips, hula hoops, learning some tantric practices, journaling, writing, and painting can all help with sacral center. Using some essential oils like ylang ylang, sage, patchouli, and sandalwood. And then using affirmations. Affirmations are very powerful to change our thoughts. Thoughts are things, and in order to change our beliefs and patterns and take us out of being blocked or rigid in these areas of life or inflexible, or when it comes to second chakra, if we're feeling the inflexibility, then using affirmations can help switch those belief patterns around. So saying things like, I feel loved, I feel pleasure, I feel happy, I feel blessed, I feel balanced, I feel flexible, or maybe even I flow with the rhythms of life. I mean, doesn't that just sound better when I say it? I mean, it kind of even brings a smile to my face. When our sacral center is in balance, we're able to have healthy relationships, healthy partnerships, a healthy, balanced sex life. We feel good about ourselves, our body, our partner, and we're more in touch with our feelings and our emotions. The sacral chakra teaches us that we can live the life we desire by creating the power to see and use our talents. Every relationship we have has a divine purpose, no matter how difficult or painful that may be. It is so necessary for us to have these experiences in our life so that we can learn to become more aware of ourselves and expand our consciousness. It is through these lessons that we see nobody is perfect. So it's time to let go of perfectionism, create the ability to make changes, and be able to flow with the ups and downs of life. I want to thank you for joining me in this video. Join me for the next video in this series on the solar plexus. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and share this video with your friends, and have a blessed and loving day. And as always, Namaste.